Wrestling was a big thing in the Carolinas. It was a very strong territory for wrestling.
Oh, the old NWA, Jim Crockett, oh, they had it going on. And that span from 1986 to like 1992 or three, it's just you never experienced wrestling from that point on that's ever going to match the hype that wrestling had. It was a phenomenal time to be there, even though I didn't make it to the top, but I made it. I made it there,
You're on television.
just to be part of that era. It's like an honor because it'll never be repeated ever again. I mean, the angles and the way Dusty would come up with things, and it was just an incredible era. Incredible.
Definitely was. When you were a kid, was wrestling something you watched a lot of?
I watched my grandfather would watch wrestling, and you would say anything during a wrestling show, you're getting smacked on the head. And my Uncle Jerry would stab you in the back if you tried to tell him wrestling was fake. I mean, that's just how serious.
Yeah.
And I grew up, Rip Hawk, Sweet Hansen, and then I just idolized Ric Flair. I always idolized Ric Flair. And being in the ring with him was probably one of my most ultimate highs I've ever had in, the wrestling industry.
What was it about Ric Flair that really was appealing
I
to
don't know
you?
his persona. I mean, the nature boy. I mean, at that time I was a young kid, green in the business, and to see this elite, I mean, top of his game, multi-million-dollar ticket. I mean, no one could touch the charisma, the science behind his wrestling, his technique. Is unmatched. No one will ever surpass Ric Flair with the science behind it and the way to work a crowd. And in my very first match, I was starstruck. We're in Columbia, South Carolina, and I go in and see on the board Ric Flair versus Cougar Jay. I'm like, oh my God, Ric Flair. And so I go back and talk to him, and he just blows me off. So I knew he should be a squash job, But that that music started. I'm standing in my corner watching the nature boy Ric Flair come walking down that aisle. That big pink robe he had on, that boa. I mean, Matt Suda was taking as his manager, taking him to the ring, and and he got in the ring and done all this, and I'm still sitting there going, "Damn, that's Ric Flair." The bell rings. I'm going, "That's Ric Flair." I don't know what to do. I'm so starstruck, and he knew it. And when he backed me into the corner, he slapped me upside the face and went, woo. And that brought me back. It kind of brought me back down. But I was starstruck, being in the ring my very first time because, a young ring wrestler, you just don't step in the ring. You got to be trusted in the business somewhere. Here's a multi-million-dollar ticket putting a green wrestler in there could possibly hurt the nature boy. So it was like an honor, that I step in. Although he didn't let me have anything, I tried several shots. He goes, "Not your time, kid." No, but that bump, I went out the ring. I mean, I flew almost into the audience. That man. After we got back, he goes, "You're not too bad, kid." He stuck. I had a shirt that buttoned up. He stuck $100 bill
Oh, wow.
in my pocket of my shirt. He goes, "Thanks for taking that bump." When I flew out there, 'cause I sailed. And then as I progressed, I had a couple more matches with him, and I'd get things, I get to do stuff, and he trusted me, so he knew when we hook up, if somebody can work, you
Hmm.
know if they stiff, snug, or hook up correctly, and you know what you're in store for. Some stiff, but Flair, them chops really hurt.
I bet
But
they did.
everything else Flair does was just like almost like a night off. I mean, until it comes to the chops, you're gonna feel that. He lays